People find it really weird that I was so adamant about moving to Ghana. They couldn't understand why I would leave the comfort of Europe, and they definitely didn't understand why I would do so without a substantial amount of money saved up. To be honest, I kind of understand their fear. It really doesn't make sense, but I did it anyway. Now that I'm here, I do have moments where I think, oh, what have I done? So I'm really glad I've been given this opportunity to speak to you and make it feel I was particularly excited about speaking to Dedo Azu because I absolutely love the food at Tea Baa, and I've actually been considering using my cooking to open up a valuable source of income for myself. We didn't know each other, I wasn't a regular yet, but on the 2 occasions I have gone to Tea Baa, she always welcomed me. I'm looking forward to finding
Hello, Xtra. Hi. How's it going?
I'm good. I'm AJ.
AJ.
Yes,
Why is my name in your book?
because I'm interviewing you.
Oh.
And I made some notes on things I want to ask you. Because I'm actually, like, this has been like one of the most exciting moments in my life. I know I'm exaggerating, but I love Tea Baa.
Really?
I do. And we've kind of met twice before because I've been here and I've seen you, but we've never really spoken. So this is like a really, really great opportunity. Also because I'm a foodie. So yeah.
Did you eat?
I did. I ate today, and the last time I came, I had, what did I have? I had breakfast.
Oh, was it on a Sunday?
It was on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And the way I knew that Tea Baa was the bomb was because you had bomb sausages.
Oh yeah, we still do.
And I know it's a weird way to judge a restaurant, but if a restaurant has good breakfast sausages, that means that they're the bomb. So since then, and your iced teas, like I'm addicted. I've had 3 already.
Today?
Yes.
Right now?
Just today, yes.
Oh my god. You might end up having 5.
Probably. Confession, this is
Have
my
it?
first interview ever.
Really?
It
Oh,
is.
then we'll do a good job.
Exactly. So we're both going to be hella awkward until we're not.
That makes you feel comfortable.
It should. It should.
It makes you feel comfortable.
Likelihood has that I'll make more of a fool of myself than
No,
you
I
do.
doubt it.
So
I doubt it.
let's just kind of wing it.
Yeah. let's
And
do it.
yeah, hope for the best. Okay. So I have a few notes here, but we'll probably kind of like go off on a tangent sometimes and see how it goes.
Let's do it.
Yeah. So Dedo Azu, that's
Azu.
how you say your name.
Yes.
I hate it when people mispronounce my name, so I like to double check
Yeah.
when I pronounce other people's name. Where in Ghana are your parents from? Because that's a quite unusual name.
My dad is from Kobo, Dumasi.
Okay.
And my mom is half Fanti and half Pram Pram.
Okay.
Yeah.
I could have thought that you had a little bit of fancy in you because
Yeah,
food,
yeah,
fancy,
yeah.
fancies
You know it.
really love their food, don't they?
Yeah.
So so Tea Baa,
Tiba.
what started it? When did you decide that you wanted to open Tea Baa?
I don't think it was a decision that was made. I've always loved food and people and tea,
Right.
but I never thought it was going to happen when it did. I said to myself, one day, sometime in life, I'll open a restaurant. An opportunity came. I helped out a friend who had a restaurant, and they kind of kicked me out of the business. So I decided, well, why not start my own?
Okay.
And so that's how I started. And
Right,
I just
okay.
decided to go with it.
Okay.
With no restaurant experience.
Right.
Actually, I worked at a pizza place when I was 18
right.
for a couple of months.
Okay.
That's it.
That was
I've
it.
never been a waitress. I've never been a kitchenist.
Right.
Nothing.
Right.
So
okay.
I really.
So would you say that because one thing that I hear a lot, especially because I'm from London,
Right.
and I've literally just moved back to Ghana, fresh off the boat. I moved last week, and a lot of the things that I get is, oh, so what are you coming to do? Did you prepare anything? Like, do you have a plan, kind of thing?
Right.
So would you then say with the way that Tea Baa happened that plans aren't always necessary? Like, what's the advice you
Yeah.
would give somebody?
For me, my plans never work. I just like to wing things. If it feels right, I go for it. That's just my nature. Some people work better with plans, you know. To have a notebook that says, I'm going to do this by a certain time, I'm going to do this by a certain date. But I just feel like you just need passion to start. Just believe that what you're going to do is going to work out because you love it so much. And that's it. But
So-
I had no plans for having a restaurant when I moved to Ghana. But if I talk to all my friends, they say, oh, you've always said that you wanted to open a restaurant. So I guess everybody knew what I was going to do before I actually did.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, cool. You just said when you moved to Ghana, so I'm assuming you lived somewhere else.
I used to live in Canada.
You used to live in Canada?
I used to live in Toronto.
Right. How long did you live? Were you born there? How long did you live there?
I was born there,
Okay.
but I came back when I was a baby,
Okay.
and then I moved back when I was 18.
Right,
And I was
okay.
there for 11 years.
11 years. So
And then when I tell you when I moved back, you're just gonna see how old I am. No, that's not gonna work. So yeah, and I moved back at some point.
right, because I was going to ask about age, okay.
What about
But not necessarily for anything, but one thing that I used to do a lot growing up was that I used to give myself milestones, and
Right.
you know, by a certain time I need to have achieved certain things.
Oh, yeah.
So for example, when I first went to uni, fresh out of secondary school, I was 18. I was planning to finish my degree at 21. I was actually supposed to get married that same year, but none of that happened. And I know it really took me down a trajectory that wasn't necessarily positive because I'd put so much pressure on myself
pressure.
that I couldn't live up to. So the only reason
Right.
I was going to ask about age is because I was going to ask, do you feel like it's a good thing to link milestones to age, or do you think
No,
you know, like life is just like there's no format?
there certainly is no format. But luckily, I have parents and siblings who are really supportive. So I've never felt the pressures of having to do certain things at a certain age. You know, because like you said, when, you know, I said to myself, after college, I'm going to get married. I should be married by 25. I should have kids by 28. None of that happened, and I'm so glad it didn't then.
Okay.
You know, I'm so glad it didn't, because then you don't hold yourself, you don't punish yourself for not being able to achieve certain things at certain times, because everybody has a different path and different ways of getting to the path. Well, to getting to the destination. So you shouldn't really say, you know, by this time I need to have this. It might be a good it might be good to kind of, I don't know, actually I don't do that to myself. I just go with it. Does it feel right? Yes, no, I won't do it. Yes, I'll go ahead with it. But that's about it.
Okay. I know restaurants are a big commitment. So I don't know so much about Ghana, but I know like in the UK and the US, most restaurants that open up fail in the first year. And so to see Tea Baa this successful, you must have put in a lot of work. Do you think you missed out on other things in your life?
Nope.
Because you... Okay.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Okay.
But one thing I didn't realize was how much work I had to put in. If I had really thought about that, maybe I wouldn't have started. So I just jumped in. I sink or swim.
Right.
And I've been swimming. It helps to really love what you're doing. Because if I didn't love this, I would hate it with everything inside of me. But I guess because I love it, it's every day is a new day to me. Every day I get a chance to meet new people, you know, make new teas and stuff. So it makes it easier to live it. Actually, it's exciting. I love it. I love this right now, right this minute. I love this more than anything else.
Okay.
So it helps.
Yeah.
It
So
helps with
there
the running
wasn't
of it.
There wasn't like a plan B or anything?
No.
Like if at all, no safety net, nothing?
None.
No, wow.
No safety
Wow.
net, no
Wow.
money, nothing. I just went for it.
That is, like, to some that might sound crazy because, you know, especially...
And it is crazy. It is.
You mentioned that, you know, right now you love this with all your heart. I'd like to know if Dedo has other talents that she might venture out into. Or rather, do you
Can
think...
I ask somebody if I do? I do actually lots, and
Right.
and the thing is, I saw something yesterday on TV, or was it on the internet, that said, people always a TED talk, and it says people always think that you're given one gift, God gives you one gift,
Right.
and if you don't find it, you're a waste of time and all of these things, and the argument was that it wasn't true because some people like to put their hands in a lot of things. I love fashion.
Right.
That's what I was doing before I started this. And I designed sunglasses and stuff as well. That's something that I still love. I'm not doing it because I don't have the time, but not because I don't want to. So, a bit of fashion, who knows? Who knows what might pop up? I'll see something, I'm like, oh, maybe I could try this, because I'm always trying new things. And that's how this started,
Okay.
It wasn't necessarily a plan for tea, but I said, I love tea, I love people, and I love food. So how about we bring them all together and see what happens?
Right.
And it worked out.
Right, so seeing the name behind you again, Tea Baa, I've always wondered why Tea Baa. It's an odd name. Obviously, I get the tea part because you like tea, but where did the bar come from?
I'm gonna give my brother the credit for this.
Okay.
So we're sitting there, and I said, I'm gonna start a tea bar, and I said I need something that's catchy, and
Right.
and then so we're playing around with names. We played around with so many names,
Right.
and this brother of mine is not creative in any way, and he's like, how about you do tea bar?
Okay.
So tea bar is a leaf in Ga, so it's the tea leaf in English, but play on word. Bar, bar.
That makes sense.
And then so I said, so that's the only creative thing that he ever did in his life. And
Goes to show everybody could be creative
Oh,
at
yeah,
some
yeah,
point
yeah.
in their life. A little bit more about your background. So, education-wise, you said you moved back to Ghana when you were a baby, when you were little. So you schooled some in Ghana. Where did you school?
There was a school that we were signed up to. It was a church school called Cherith.
Right.
That's where we did the primary education. But it was so interesting because we didn't have a teacher. You work, independently. So you have pays books, you work with the pays books, and then you go to a major scoreboard, and then you score yourself and everything. There was no teacher. I did that, and then I
right.
moved to Canada.
Okay.
And then I went to York University,
Okay.
and then I worked a little bit, and I moved back to Ghana.
How important is honesty for you? Not just for you as a business owner, but also with your staff. Like, how important is that?
I think it's like number one, because with honesty, you can work with honesty.
Right.
Something doesn't go right, but if you're honest about it, we can have a talk about it. We can decide what to do. But once you're not honest, we're not even talking about the same thing here, because you know that you're not being honest about something. I just think it throws everything off.
I think obviously I can't compare it to Ghana because I haven't worked in Ghana before.
Right.
But in retail in particular, I think honesty was a bit of an issue as well, even in the UK.
Yeah.
But it was more because of the industry as well and the pressure that it puts on, staff. Because retail is one of those industries where literally, even if your leg is broken, they want you to come in for your shift.
Yeah.
Because there's going to be customers. If there's customers, you
Right.
need to be at work.
That's
so
right.
it kind of develops this culture of, okay, I'm going to lie and say my mom's dead, so that I can take tomorrow off. Okay, because otherwise, that's the only way my manager's going to let me off. Or, if I want to go to Ghana at Christmas time, literally, somebody has to be dying. So it's more dishonesty in a sense of, lying rather than theft. I was going to ask you what you studied at university.
Arts and international business.
Okay.
Don't ask me any questions.
I
I didn't use, I always say that I never use anything I learned, but somehow it's shaped who I am and the things that I pursue and the things that I think are important and stuff like that.
Right.
So when I moved here, I said, if I were to go back to school, then maybe I would actually study the things that I like now. But I guess there's a discipline that comes with it, learning to put papers out on time and deadlines and all of that. So it kind of shapes you. Both my parents are very liberal.
Right.
Whatever you want to do, if they believe in giving it a try. So we've started maybe 100 businesses. We've registered so many businesses in my household. It's not funny. Like we have so many, but because sometimes you wake up and I was just telling my friend that I wanted to be a blogger because I saw a fashion blogger.
Right.
Because I saw Gabi Fresh. I opened up an Instagram page.
Wow.
I have an email for it and everything. And then sometimes the vim dies.
Right.
But one thing that we're having a conversation about was my mom was like, sometimes she's really happy we don't listen to their suggestions and stuff because, of course they want your best interest at heart. They have your best interest at heart. So when I said I was going to open a tea bar, my mom wasn't really, she didn't say no, but she was like, tea bar, in Ghana we only know tea and Milo Milo and milk. Yeah. About what kind of tea are you? And I said, you don't worry, wait, you'll see. Right. And she's like, if you believe it's gonna work, give it a try. So she always makes every time she says don't do something, she'll say anyway. If she had listened to what I had said about that, she wouldn't have done what she wanted to do. So I just feel like sometimes it's important to have people who support what you're going to do.
The information that you gave and the things that you said, I think were very inspirational. Like sometimes we say things and we don't realize how inspirational they are. But even for me, I feel like it has encouraged me because the people that have looked at me sideways for deciding to move to Ghana are more than the people that have been like, yeah, girl.
But that means you're in the right place.
Right.
I've always believed that. Because it's difficult to start anything, and everybody wants to say, "Oh no, are you sure about this? Are you sure?" And you're not the only one. I mean, a lot of people come to Tea Baa and they're like, "Oh, I want to move to Ghana, but everybody says it's not a good idea because I have a job that I love." But when you really pay attention to their ideas, you know that it's going to be absolutely great in Ghana. But they become a bit unsettled when everybody says, oh, it's not a right time and everything. But I always say you should do it, especially because people are saying that, because then it gingers you to do it. You're like, I'm going to make it work, you see,
Because a friend of mine that I spoke to a couple of days ago, he was literally like, look, now that you are here, make it work. And I responded with, I will try. And he was like, no, don't try. Like, he's been here since 2011 and he's only left Ghana for about 4 months during that time. He moved here from Houston and he's like, look, I've been here going on like 7 years now. I've put my foot on the ground and said that I was going to do it, so you too, you can do it. So as I said, like, you've now added onto what he said. That my friend, he's over enthusiastic, so I wasn't really taking him seriously. No. But then coming from you as well, it really means a lot.
It won't be easy at all because this isn't why I came to Ghana at all. Right. I came to Ghana because I wanted to start a customer service consultancy because I thought there was a need for it. Right. That's why when I came here, another registered business. I registered it and everything. And then, I did training for Republic. That was the first job that I got. So it was good. Right. But then I wasn't able to convince business owners. I couldn't convince them to go with the service because they didn't really find the need for customer service. So then I ditched it and then I started designing clothes. Okay. Yeah. I started and I love that and I still love it. But this happened. So that's why I feel like nobody should have just one dream. Some people do. You want to be a president and that's it. But me, there are lots of things that I want to try. So I try it. If I love it, I'll try it. And another thing I said was everything that I really love in Canada that is not here, when I move here, I'm going to try to make it work. So then we started doing a market as well. And I was like, oh, this is nice. And then, sometimes your interest dies sometimes, but you just have to keep at it. But it'll be so difficult the first couple of years, so difficult because you won't understand how anything works here. Because nothing really works, but that's a good thing. Nothing works, so you can make it work for you. You can always, there's no straight line. So you can always bend it to work for you, adjust it to your your liking, you know.
Okay,
So
makes sense.
that's yeah.
It's been awesome, Dedo.
It has been
It's been
awesome.
absolutely awesome.